Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is just going to be a little wrap-up video for my Vlogmas for 2023. So this will be my last video that I'm doing this year for Vlogmas. I made it 17 days, and I did them like all in a row. A couple of those videos were kind of short, but I'm really proud of myself this year for actually like being able to do consistent 17 days. I kind of said that I was going to wrap up around this weekend to give myself a little bit of a break before the holidays. And I thought I might post a video over the next week or so, but I'm not making any promises on that. I might post one, I might not, but I'll definitely have a couple of videos at the end of the year for like my Pan That Palette finale, my Project Pan finale, and my December buys and buys, which is, it's gonna be a big one again. So yeah, I just wanted to share a couple things, talk about a couple things. One thing I do want to talk about, I do have my coffee right here. My coffee of the month has been this Joffrey's coffee. I wanted to give it a shout out because I love it. I never really go through a bag like this as fast as I've gone through this one. This is the Minnie Mouse Merry Mint. It's a merry mix of peppermint and sweet white chocolate. And I'm loving this. I do love a chocolate and a mint combo, and this coffee has just been very delightful, very seasonal. I'm really, really happy that I picked this up because it was a little pricey. It was $14.99 at Marshall's. So that is a little pricier than I like to pay for a coffee. But I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to splurge and get this guy, and I'm really, really happy with it. The other thing I wanted to share was something that I meant to do for Vlogmas this year. I was going to do it on my Instagram, or I was going to do it as a short, like Reels, on YouTube, or no, I don't know which one is which. Whatever the videos are on YouTube, was a little advent calendar, like DIY advent calendar. So I did this a couple of years ago. I do have it like pinned as a series on my Instagram. And what I do with this is I sort of pick some stuff early. Like I did this in November. I picked a bunch of stuff, and I have these like little baggies that I put them in. And I did 24, so I was going to do this from December 1st to December 24th. But because I got sick, this just did not happen. Like, I just was not in the mood to, like, play with new makeup. I didn't even really want to wear makeup because I talked about this. I got sick in November with COVID. It sort of resurfaced again at the beginning of, or end of November, beginning of December. Like, I didn't quite fully clear it. I'm still kind of... like, it's one of those things like a couple days ago at work, we had a busy day and it like floored me. I was exhausted by that evening and I started coughing again. And then the next morning I was still coughing, and I literally felt like I had run a marathon. And it was really an average day for the most part. Like, it wasn't that like exhausting. I really didn't. Normally for days, like, so at work sometimes we do events, and I'm one of those people, I'm just like, I'll pitch in, what do you need me to do? Go grab this, go do that. And I kind of held back because I've just been low energy, just, again, trying to, not be sick anymore. And so I didn't do a whole lot, I admit. I wasn't full on, hands on for all the activities, and I still was wiped. So anyway, I did put this together. I just did not have the energy, but I did want to show I had a really good idea this year. I was really proud of myself, so I wanted to at least share it. I was going to do this, and then I was going to buy like a pre-made like chocolate advent calendar. A little bit of a story time. As a child, one of my brothers stole my advent calendar and opened every single box like December 1st, and I cried. I was so heartbroken. I'm like definitely a rule follower type person, so I was like, definitely I eat one chocolate a day because that's what you do. And just A, broke my heart that he broke the rules, and two, B, he ate all of my chocolate. So I was gonna buy an advent calendar, and I was like, I went into the Lindt store and I was like, the advent calendars, even the Lindt ones, they're not as good of chocolate as like regular chocolate. So, well, let's just open this one. I put in a little Lindt truffle in every single one, and I think there was about 20 or 21 flavors in the store, so I almost had like a unique flavor for each day. So I was gonna have like a unique Lindt flavor. This one, I think this is just the regular milk chocolate. Is it? I don't know what all the wrapping, or this is the white chocolate, I think, maybe. No, it's a regular milk chocolate one. I'd have to look it up to be sure because some of the labels say on it. This one actually doesn't say on it. And then what was the item in here? This was the e.l.f. Duo Blush and Highlight Duo. So I just kind of picked mostly makeup. I think I had 6 or 8 skincare items and a lot of little makeup items. But the funny thing is if you do this sort of early enough, like I did it mid-November, you kind of forget. Like I know I did it myself. It'd be better if, ideally, if you got somebody else to do it for you, to like go through your makeup and pull stuff out. And it's fun to sort of focus on like small things or like travel size stuff or things that you don't use very often. And yeah, it'd be a little bit better if somebody else picked it out for you. But if you're like me and you have a terrible memory, I picked these things. And then, for example, I was looking for my favorites for 2023 and I found 3 of my Colourpop Super Shock shadows. And I was looking for the 4th one. I'm like, where is that 4th one? I'm like, oh, don't tell me I lost it. Like I was super paranoid that somehow I like swiped it and it fell in the garbage or something. And then like it was like 4 days later, like after filming that, I'm like, oh, I know where it is. It's somewhere in here. So yeah, it's just fun to like do this. Again, kind of get you interested and excited about your own collection. So like a skincare, I think this one's a skincare one. So let's see what the chocolate one was in this. This one was the mint milk chocolate. And then this was just like a little sample. So great way again to use up like little makeup samples. So maybe I'll try and do this again next year and actually do it. So yeah, now I have like a crap ton of Lindor chocolates. This one's kind of half open now, so we're going to eat that later. And yeah, so I'm not going to pull all these out. Let's just pull another one out just to see what else I put in here. Oh, that's another skincare item, I can tell. So the chocolate in this one was, I think this is the matcha, no, pistachio. So this was a pistachio one. And then this was a little Origins Plantscription skincare item. Oh no, it's another skincare item. All the skincare apparently floated to the top. So this is a hazelnut chocolate, and then this was the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I feel like I did a pretty good job of picking stuff for this. Little gold bag. I'm pulling all the skincare items out here. This is not exciting. I thought I'd pull some of the makeup items. So this was a Kate Exfoliate. I don't know if I've ever actually tried this. And then the chocolate in this one was an almond butter chocolate. So let's see. I want to pull a makeup item and then we can stop pulling items out of this. Let's pull a makeup item. All right, this one's got to be a makeup item. Yeah, so this one's a Bite Beauty lipstick in Pepper, which is one of my favorite Bite Beauty lipsticks. Oh, Bite Beauty. R.I.P. And then the chocolate in this one was, I'm not sure. I think this was like a double chocolate or something. It doesn't say on the label for this guy. So yeah, so maybe next year I'll do that. Or again, I just want to kind of share it with you guys. Maybe you want to try something like this next year, or maybe do it with like a friend. That would be a really fun idea. If I had a friend locally. Maybe, anybody remind me next year? Maybe we could do a little exchange with each other and do a little, maybe like just a 12-day. I don't know. I feel like it's a fun idea, and it just like helps you use existing makeup instead of like, I mean, it's fun to watch some of these unboxing videos of the advent calendars, but like they're so expensive, and I feel like it's a crapshoot. Like, I feel like maybe 60 to 70% you might like, and then there's going to be another percentage that you're just like, it's like, eh. And for the value of the money, like most of them are like minis or they have filler items. This is, you can pick exactly what you want to put in it. So yeah, that's kind of the end of sort of, I guess, the beauty talk of stuff. I did just kind of want to touch upon like the holiday season, what my plans are, just kind of want to talk about holidays in general. So my plans are like nothing this year. My family's going to come down to the city and we go out for dinner. That's what we've been doing the past few years. Actually, pretty much since my mom, well, a few years before my mom passed away, we started doing that. A couple years during COVID there, obviously we didn't. I went home to my family home and made dinner, but we're kind of back to just like going out for dinner. Nobody wants to cook. We're just adults. There's no children in our family. So kind of makes it easy and simple. Growing up, I will admit, we had like the perfect like Norman Rockwell type Christmases. We were in like a suburban town We had the big Christmas tree. It was always, my mom was amazing at, like, for 4 kids, I don't know how she managed it. She always had, like, it was stocked under the tree. At least it felt like it as a little kid. You know, there's paper everywhere. I remember snooping, trying to find gifts. I even have, like, I meant to grab it. I have a book that I've kept that I remember specifically getting at Christmas time. And that might have been around the time where I figured out the handwriting. My mom has very distinct handwriting. So, yeah, put 2 and 2 together that year. Which I think I kind of knew anyway. But I'm really proud of my brothers for not spoiling things when I was little, because they could have totally ruined it for me when I was little. I mean, they tried to do stuff like that to me all the time. So I'm really glad they didn't ruin it for me, because I feel very lucky that I had such a, like, picturesque, perfect Christmas time as a child. And that's kind of something I kind of want to remind everybody, or kind of, I mean, don't even have to remind you. Not everybody has that. And it's kind of a time of year to just kind of remember that not everybody is happy at the holidays. The holidays can be a very difficult time for a lot of people. It can be difficult currently. It can be difficult because of past situations. I know for me, like, I really miss my mom at this time of year, because there's certain things that she always did. And that's just changed. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. And, you know, there's only so much I can carry on. Unfortunately, that's one thing. Like, a very different personality than my mom, and there's certain things that she did and was part of her, like, core personality that is just not me, and it's really hard for me to try and, like, replicate and do. Like, my mom was very, like I said, very good at gifting. Like, she would plan, like, all year long. She would pick stuff up during the year that would remind her of people. She would sort of, like, spread all the purchases out. Again, she did Christmas baking, not every year, but she did do, you know, something every year. She also, you know, cooked the Christmas dinner every year up until we kind of said, no, let's forget about that. Just the little things. I just miss some of the little things that my mom used to do around the holidays. And again, she wasn't a big, like, Christmas, like, fanfare kind of person. But there were just little things, you know what I mean? So yeah, just kind of like a reminder that not everybody has they're not looking forward to this time of year. I know for me, sometimes, like, I've definitely worked at this time of year. Like, I've had jobs where I've had to work at this time of the year. This year I am going to be working over the holidays. It just is what it is. I mean, I took a big vacation in May. I did 2 big vacations in May, with Scotland and Vegas. So it's kind of like, get some work at the Christmas holidays this year, which is fine. Knock on wood, it's pretty quiet. I have had past jobs where this time of year is actually not quiet, just based on the nature of the work. But the job that I have now, it should be quieter based on the work that I do right now. So I'm hoping it's a good time for me to just sort of, like, catch up on some work stuff, you know, clear the inbox, just do all the stuff to, like, reset and be ready for the next year. I will admit, so Luffy, so my little former foster, was adopted at the very beginning of November. And you kind of want to wait a period of time to make sure he fits, it settles in, because, you know, sometimes fosters, or adoptees, it doesn't work out. And so you kind of have to wait a little bit of a period. So I did wait a month. Kind of knew within the first week that they were fine, that they loved him. I mean, how can you not? He was so sweet. I do miss him. I do miss him quite a bit. And I would say at the beginning of, or end of November, when I was starting to feel better again. It kind of actually worked out nicely that I was really sick when I had no pets, because I had no other obligations to, like, go take them outside or go get them food or that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd say at the end of November, it was starting to, like, click with me that this would be one of the only holidays that I did not have a pet at home. I've only had one other holiday in, like, the past 20 years where I've had no pets, and that was the year that Wolfie died. So Wolfie died at the very end. It was in December of 2018, and that was really hard. Like, I really missed him, and, you know, I was really thinking about Harley this year. I did a whole lot of effort last holiday with him. Like, I took him for a Grinch photo shoot that the rescue that I got him from does every year, which I think is fantastic. It's so unique and different. I also took him to, like, a holiday thing for dogs and got a picture with Santa Claus. Like, I was trying to sort of do all these experiences with him last holiday, knowing it was going to be his last. Like, I knew 2023 was going to be his last year. I just didn't know when in the year it was going to be. It was a little earlier than I thought. The February was pretty soon. I kind of thought he'd make it to springtime at least. But it is what it is. So I was like kind of feeling a little like, I was like, I'm okay with this. It's fine. You know, I'm telling everybody, I'm like, you know, I need a bit of a break, you know, focus on myself, you know, take a break over the holidays, get a new dog in the new year. Yeah, so I like was just kind of looking at the dogs at the rescue that I work with, and they had this one dog that I was like, I think she might be a good fit for me. So I actually put in an adoption request. I didn't want to do, like, I could have maybe rescued or messaged the rescuer, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to jump the line. I was like, if I percolate as a good adopter for this dog, I want to do that naturally, not just like kind of like say hey. And she messaged me and she's like, I've already kind of got that dog pegged for somebody else, you know. And I was like, yeah, I figured the dog seemed so sweet. She seemed perfect. Like, well, I mean, not perfect. No dog's perfect, but you know what I mean. Perfect for me, like a good fit for me. And I was like, there's going to be a lot of other people that will want that dog. So, you know, it's fine. And she's like, well, if you aren't interested. And I mean, I do want to be transparent. I feel a little bad that she did message a dog. She's like, what about this one? And long story short, I did say no. I've learned from being a foster that you can't say yes to every dog because you want to say yes to every dog. Every dog that's in a shelter, you're like, I want to take you home. I want to take you a home and then find you a home that's perfect for you. But you have to be conscious of, while they're your foster, you have to be a good fit for them as well to set them up for success. Like, there's certain dogs that are just, they need a backyard. I don't have a backyard. There's certain dogs that are highly reactive, and I live in the city, so it's maybe not a good fit for me to have a dog that's highly reactive. So this particular dog, there was just sort of I would say a lifestyle thing that just did not fit with me, and I knew I didn't feel like I could meet the dog's needs as best as possible. And knowing that I had Luffy for 4 months, it was like there's a possibility I could have this foster for quite a while, and I don't want to let him down. I don't want to set him up for failure. So I ended up having to say no, which kind of sucked. But then, like, the next day, or 2 days later, she's like, what about this dog? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then she sent me a little profile, and I was like, oh, okay, I think this will work. And that's how I got Angus. So again, I'll post a little picture of Angus. He should be in the thumbnail, I hope. I was having a hard time getting a picture with him. You know, I didn't have somebody standing behind the camera with a treat to, like, get his attention. And I'd pick him up. I was going to pick him up and bring him over here and put him on camera, but he is, like, squished into the corner of the couch, all, like, snuggly. We had a really big day yesterday, and I won't have the picture ready yet. I don't think I'll have the picture available, but if I do have a picture, we did do the Grinch picture. I did take him because I was like, you know what, if he's going to get adopted, I think this is a really great picture for him, for, like, his profile. So we did do a picture with the Grinch. And then I took him over to my friend's place yesterday, and he had a ball. He's 12 years old, but this little firecracker, he's got a lot of energy. I mean, he's not running around, but he played, like, he loves playing with stuffies or balls, and, like, I swear he's like a goalie. He's a soccer goalie. He loves playing, like, monkey in the middle and, like, trying to catch it, and he was just having a ball with all the attention. So he's feeling a little tired today. But yeah, he's been great to have. I'm happy. I was a bit hesitant. I'm like, what am I getting into? Because it is a big commitment doing a foster. And it's also hard knowing that the foster's coming in and you're going to have to say goodbye. Like I said, I still think about a lot of my other fosters that I've had. There's been a few that I'm like, yeah, I was not a good fit for them, and I knew that, and it was okay to, like, let them go. Like, you know, you feel sad, but you know you're not the right place for them. But there's definitely a few in the past, and I'm like, I miss them. I wonder how they're doing. I mean, Luffy is one of them. I do miss him. I was very on the fence about keeping him. But for me, the biggest thing with Luffy was his energy level. He had a lot of energy, like a lot. And I just felt like, for me, like, it was draining. It was very exhausting. But he was such a little light. Like, he was so happy you came home, and he was so happy to see you. He'd be sleeping, and you'd literally just be like, walk, and he'd, like, eyes open up, jump up, ready to go. He was just a busy little man. He had places to go, people to see, kind of thing. So I do miss his little energy. He was a spunky little guy. And so yeah, now I have my new foster Angus, and we're still learning a bit about each other and trying to figure things out. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say anything right now, but the more time that I spend with him, the more time I think about, because I think about, how could anybody give him up? How could he have been rescued to a shelter? Like, I really hope it was an extenuating, extreme, dire situation. The person was bawling their eyes out at the shelter saying goodbye to him, because I don't know how anybody could let him go. And that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. So anyway, I'll have him over the holidays, I think. We'll see. We'll see what goes, because I don't know how fast the rescue will want to post. Like with Luffy, we posted his profile within a month, but he was a special case. Like I talked about, he had a bite history. He wasn't aggressive, but he had boundaries. And so he was a bit of a difficult case. So it was like we took a month to kind of suss out his little personality. So yeah, timing-wise, I don't know when she's going to ask for information for an adoption profile. But anyway, I'll keep you all posted on that for sure. Anyway, I could talk for dogs. I talk about dogs for hours. Like, I feel like this was supposed to be like a 10-15 minute video, and it's been 20 minutes now. So I guess let's just wrap up with, this is, like I said, my last video for my Vlogmas, but not my last video for this year. But I do want to wish everybody that celebrates holidays that you have a happy and safe holidays. I do want to say, you know, like I said, this time of year is difficult for people. You don't really know. I don't know what's going on with people in their personal lives. I feel like tensions are high. I feel like it's easy. Even myself, like I get frustrated with people. I feel like I'm on a short fuse at times. And just like remember to be kind. Be kind to each other. Say kind things. Give people grace, because you don't know what's going on in their lives right now. And yeah. So I hope y'all have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. And if you like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you are doing well, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye.